Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
Hezbollah terror group leader Hassan Nasrallah has upped his threats against Israel recently, now claiming to target the DIMONA nuclear reactor. Nasrallah addressed an event marking 11 years since the Second Lebanon War from his hidden bunker in another location, and asserted that Israel was afraid to strike up another conflict with Hezbollah because the defending force would be 100 times more powerful than the last time. While it's true that an attack on Israel's DIMONA reactor would be devastating, the threats are basically no different than those made previously against Haifa's ammonia plant. An attack on the 12,000-ton tank of ammonia would have catastrophic effects on the area and would likely kill tens of thousands of people. Taking note that the plant was indeed a possible target, Israel has already started the process of moving the ammonia facility to a less populated area in the south, away from Hezbollah. Nasrallah alleged that the DIMONA reactor would have to be moved next, and that the relocation of the ammonia tank was proof of Israel's fear. Israel regularly strikes weapons convoys on their way to Hezbollah, and has spoken out about their munitions stockpiling many times in international forums before. According to a Defense Ministry complaint, Israeli drone manufacturer Aeronautics Defense Systems attempted to bomb the Armenian military during a demonstration. The complaint alleges that the company sent suicide drones at the request of Azerbaijan. According to the report, ADS sent a team to Azerbaijan to demonstrate two of their orbiter drones, which can be customized with an explosive. When asked to carry out a test on live targets, things went downhill. Azerbaijan and Armenia have been in conflict on and off for decades, so the drone team was asked to attack an enemy Armenian outfit. To comply with that request would be illegal under Israeli law without proper authorization first, but the firm had no such authorization and would be unlikely to get it either, as Israel does not consider Armenia an enemy country. The two drone pilots refused the command, so their superiors within the company decided they would do it instead. But being inferior pilots, they missed the targets, and no damages or injuries were reported. The Defense Ministry hasn't commented in any detail, but confirmed that an investigation into the incident was begun. Coming to the aid of President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence has just issued renewed and more specific condemnations of hate in the wake of the Charlottesville car ramming and clashes. After a woman was killed and 19 others were injured in the car ramming that took place after a KKK rally turned violent, President Trump said he condemns in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. Critics across the spectrum blasted the president for not being specific and not addressing the seemingly mounting racially inspired attacks. Vice President Pence then later clarified the White House's position when he said, quote, "We have no tolerance for hate and violence from white supremacists, neo-Nazis, or the KKK. These dangerous fringe groups have no place in American public life and in the American debate, and we condemn them in the strongest possible terms," end quote. Still, many aren't satisfied with the ambiguous stances that the Trump administration has taken. Jewish groups especially are blasting Washington for not calling out the Nazi flags and clear anti-Semitism displayed at the rally. Education Minister Naftali Bennett has now called on United States leaders to specifically name the issue and address it, especially now when new information that's come to light shows the car ramming suspect was flagged in high school for idolizing Hitler, the Nazis, and military history, especially with respect to Nazi Germany. New reports from the government show that the Justice Ministry is now preparing new draft legislation that would ostensibly allow the Prime Minister to declare war with far less oversight. The draft is an amendment to Israel's basic law and would allow the Prime Minister with just a 10-member security cabinet to declare or order an operation that could lead to war. The new draft comes just a few months after a state comptroller report found great fault within the security cabinet's handling of information during the 2014 war in Gaza. It's also in line with what ministers like the Jewish Home Party's Naftali Bennett have asked for. Bennett argued that the security cabinet's decision-making ability was compromised, and that the deficiencies led to the issues the comptroller reportedly found. This new amendment is supposedly meant to prevent leaks and make a smaller group more accountable for what's done. What's alarming critics, though, is that the new smaller cabinet would have the same decision-making power even if not all the members were available, and doesn't even require the full cabinet to be briefed on the decisions made or the reasons behind them. Israeli billionaire BENY Steinmetz and 3 related businessmen have been detained for questioning under caution today for allegedly laundering money using fake contracts. The allegations include charges of forgery, money laundering, fraud, obstruction of justice, and several more. Interestingly, this isn't Steinmetz's first run-in with the law either. The former banker and strategic advisor was arrested in December too for his alleged part in a corruption case involving tens of millions of dollars. Israeli police say the FBI and Swiss law enforcement have played a large role in the case as well, since the case involves non-existent property holdings, mostly in foreign countries. This arrest is seemingly connected to previous cases that Steinmetz was involved in, but more details are still coming out.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.